Welcome in to Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. I'm Megan Payton. We are doing our mailbag show today, but first, did you guys hate that the Bengals are headed to the Super Bowl? If you're a true Steelers fan and hate to see that, go ahead and subscribe to Steelers Talk because we're talking all things Steelers here. We're not even worried about the Bengals right now. We're asking Steelers offseason questions. And if you guys are new here to Steelers Talk, our mailbag show, we do it about once a week. It's where we'll ask you guys, what do you want to know? You guys go to the comments, use hashtag Steelers, get your questions in. You do have to be subscribed to the channel. We do check this. And then we'll see what you guys think. But our first question is coming in from Vincent Soraletti, asking off-season questions. Really, that is the whole theme of today's show. Hashtag Steelers, trading for Jimmy Garoppolo, is that possible? All right, so the Jimmy Garoppolo trade rumors continue to spiral. And meanwhile, Jimmy Garoppolo is playing in the NFC Championship today, but they have been still talked about because the 49ers drafted Trey Lance. They almost pretty much said to Jimmy G, like, all right, we're going that route. Now, of course, Garoppolo has been playing for the Niners this year. Now, the Steelers have been linked to Garoppolo. It wouldn't cost as much as Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. So we start thinking about who's going to take over for Big Ben? Is it going to be a guy in their locker room, Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins? Are they going to go for a major trade? I don't know how likely Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson is. We're going to talk about them later, but Jimmy Garoppolo could, in fact, be a top candidate for Pittsburgh. Roger Sherman, who reports for The Ringer, said, I feel like the Jimmy Garoppolo debate was already answered pretty convincingly by the actual 49ers, who made a majorly aggressive trade to get a QB in the draft, making it clear that their brain trust considers having a better QB than Jimmy Garoppolo to be critically important. So that might be the case. I don't know. Maybe this changes it. I know Jimmy Garoppolo is pretty much proving his point as much as he can, taking his team to the NFC Championship. We'll see how today goes after they take on the Rams. But let's talk about what a trade option could be. This is from Sportsnot. This was their mock trade that the Steelers would receive Jimmy Garoppolo, and in return, the Steelers would give up a second-round pick, and they'd give away Mason Rudolph. So you're putting your trust in Garoppolo, giving Mason Rudolph to the 49ers, and you're also giving around a second-round pick, but you still get to have your first round. So to me, this is actually a pretty fair deal. If the 49ers were going to do this, I think the Steelers would win this trade. But I'll ask you guys this: would you do this trade? Type Y for yes or type N for no. This is the pinned comment for today's show, that Steelers received Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers received a second-round pick and Mason Rudolph. All right, our next question is coming in from Mauricio Montenegro. How about Mariota? He is just the backup QB for the Raiders. It could be a great second chance for him. Now, we've touched a little bit on Marcus Mariota, but I just don't see this being a long-term solution. Here's the thing. He reminds me, maybe not the style of play, but at least the level of play, almost like Mason Rudolph. We'll go over their stats here in a sec, but just look at Marcus Mariota over the past 4 years. Like, obviously, this year, we're not seeing him. He's backing up Derek Carr, but really, okay, 2019, that's probably a good year to look at. 2018, his best year with over 2,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, but then 8 interceptions. I think Mariota is going to probably remain a backup quarterback in this league. If he gets another chance, that's great. I wouldn't love this for the Steelers because they've got Mason Rudolph. I put them at pretty equal levels. So you look at what they both did in 2019 when Mariota was playing and Mason Rudolph was playing because Big Ben was out. So Rudolph put up 1,700 yards. Meanwhile, Mariota put up 1,200. I'd say Rudolph's a little better. You look at these, it's not great by any means for either of them, but 13 touchdowns for Mason Rudolph, 7 for Marcus Mariota, 9 interceptions for Rudolph, though, and only 2 for Mariota. So you can kind of break this down differently and argue which quarterback is better, but to me, they're pretty much at the same level. So this would not be worth it. I'd much rather just stick with Mason Rudolph, a guy that's been in their locker room, knows their system, if those were the two options that we had. And as we talk quarterbacks, of course, we are reminded of all the amazing things that Ben Roethlisberger did in Pittsburgh over his career. So let's go and celebrate him today. Go and get a Big Ben jersey right now. Go to chatsports.com/BigBenJersey Big Ben. Honor him. Get all of the gear you guys can of Ben Roethlisberger. He officially announced his retirement this week. So go ahead, check this out. There's a ton of different jersey options for you guys. If you're true Steelers fans, you guys will rep Big Ben till the end of time. All right, let's go back to the quarterback talk, though. Michael Godletsky says, why don't the Steelers trade for Mahomes? He seems good. Maybe offer Kansas City a first-round pick and Devin Bush. All right, Michael, I hope you are kidding, because clearly this isn't even an option. We're not even really going to discuss this because there's no way the Chiefs would ever, or at least definitely not now. They're not trading Patrick Mahomes. This is never going to happen. They're not taking Devin Bush and a first-round pick and saying, bye-bye, Patrick Mahomes. This is ridiculous. I hope he's kidding. But clearly this question of quarterback is going to be a topic that we have to discuss, and we have to figure out what the solution is. It's not Patrick Mahomes. That would be nice. But the next question we've got is #Steelers. This is coming in from Ramtech. #Steelers. Would you trade a 2023 first-round pick and a 2022 second-round pick, Devin Bush and Stephon Tuitt, for Deshaun Watson, Russ, or Aaron Rodgers? All right, so here's my thoughts on this. Yes for Russ, no for Rodgers, and maybe for Deshaun Watson. Let's go back real quickly to what he's saying. He's saying, can we get rid of a first-round pick? Can we get rid of a second-round pick, Devin Bush and Stephon Tuitt? So Russell Wilson, that would be worth it. That's a lot to give up, but I do think that Russell Wilson still has a lot of years left. And I know that he was declining a bit this year, coming back from that finger injury. But all of you Russell Wilson haters, it would be amazing for him to be in Pittsburgh. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be probably my top favorite out of these three. He had a 64.8 completion percentage in 2021. 3,113 yards, 25 touchdowns, six interceptions. He's still got some time to go, though. So Russell Wilson, I'd absolutely do that trade for. Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't, because as we know, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have many more years left. So you're giving up the future. You're giving up, your first-round pick. You're giving up a second-round pick. Stephon Tuitt, we don't know what's going to happen to him, to be honest. Devin Bush, you don't want to necessarily give him up either, even though he's kind of been back and forth this year. I'd hold on Aaron Rodgers just in general, though, because it's not the long-term solution. Again, we've got to find someone that's going to be here in Pittsburgh for a while. I understand the mindset of sticking with a guy for 1 year, go all in, try to get to the Super Bowl. Don't think that's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to be part of a rebuild year. Now, Deshaun Watson, I would probably give up that much for Watson. Just the problem and the reason he's a maybe is for the obvious, is we do not know what's going to happen with Watson. Is he going to be allowed to play in the league at all? Is he going to be traded? What's going to happen with Deshaun Watson? He's got to get through his legal stuff first. So I'd say maybe on him, depending on how that turns out. Russell Wilson would be my top pick out of these three, but I'll ask you guys, if you had to choose between having Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, or Deshaun Watson in Pittsburgh, who are you choosing? Type RW for Russell Wilson, AR for Aaron Rodgers, or DW for Deshaun Watson. Now, of course, we're going to be talking quarterback talk for a while until the Steelers figure it out, but there's a lot more to talk about with Steelers offseason news. We've got draft coming up, trade rumors, free agency, so make sure you guys are subscribed to Steelers Talk. It's 100% free. You can go to youtube.com/Steelers TV, click the big red button. We're keeping you guys updated all off-season long. All right, our next question coming in from Chef Buck. We need to draft Linderbaum, center from Iowa. I absolutely love him. I think we've talked about him here on the show before. Yes, I would love it if Linderbaum came to Pittsburgh. He is phenomenal. He's by far the top center in this 2022 class. He is solely center, though, so you don't want to get a guy like him and hope that he's going to shift to a different position. He is, as we said, top center, 6'3", 290 pounds, and he really has great speed for his size, so that's definitely a positive. When you look at Tyler Linderbaum, he could be very valuable for the Steelers offensive line. They struggled a lot this year, and I know one of the major problems with Pittsburgh's O-line was the youth, was that a lot of them were rookies. So is the answer to bring in another rookie? I do think that Tyler Linderbaum could be good enough. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be too good where he might not be around for this Steelers pick. Now, I wouldn't necessarily trade up for him. I think if it happened to land perfectly in your hands, maybe you go that route. But of course, they've got some other positions they've really got to figure out, including the quarterback position. So I'm wondering, do you guys think it would be smart of the Steelers to draft an offensive lineman in the first round? To me, I'd question it. I don't necessarily think it's probably the best answer for Pittsburgh with given the things that they do have to fill. But if it worked out, I'd love to see Linderbaum in Pittsburgh. But let me know what you guys think. Type O for O-line if you like them getting an O-lineman in the first round, or type P for pass if you'd like to choose someone else.